So listen. So here's Alex, who has this Lakers podcast. Browner is the only person I know that truly watches every NBA game and can talk
WNBA.
about any. Oh, really?
Yeah, I like WNBA too. It's a sickness. I love it all.
Okay. So this guy loves basketball. This is his thing, man. Loves basketball, watches every game, knows every team, knows every player, knows every coach, et cetera, et cetera. Me, they've been trying to get me into watching the NBA for the last 3 years. Well, when LeBron came to the Lakers, I said, that's interesting. And when Kawhi went to the Clippers, I went, okay, you kind of got me now. And then all of a sudden we get back on 1090. And tonight I start a brand new LA-based show on 710, which is completely crazy. I'll talk about it later. But now I got to watch the Lakers. I got to get to know the Lakers. And last night I sat in front of the TV the entire game taking notes. In fact, I woke up this morning and I still had the game on from the night before and I watched it again. And it was the same result. You know, I kind of think that I'm caught up in this LeBron thing where I believe so much in LeBron that I'm not even realistic about who he's playing against. And then I watch Portland play and they got guys on this team. You go, oh my God, Carmelo Anthony. Like, I forgot about Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, last time I think I heard from him, was kind of like a diva in New York as the Knicks were awful. But he was a 3-time gold medalist, and he was, as far as I could remember, he and LeBron grew up together. But LeBron is still a monster superstar, and Carmelo's fallen off the face of the earth until last night, for me, when he's dropping bombs. And I'm going, you got to be kidding me here. Well, I mean, it was a very critical bomb.
This guy.
It was a very critical bomb that he happened to drop.
You're talking about Melo like he's Dame Lillard. Like, relax.
No, he's not Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard has a whole different deal because
he's dropping bombs literally from half court.
He takes Steph Curry, range shots, and he backs him up another 10 feet. So look, for me, what I'm saying is this. I'm blinded by LeBron. Mm-hmm. I'm blinded by a lack of knowledge of the roster of the Trailblazers because I'm talking about guys like Lillard's the obvious one. I mean, there's one point where Bill McDonald, who's calling the game last night on the Lakers game, says, you're looking at the player right now in the league. Stephen A. Smith puts out a tweet this morning that says, this is the best player in the NBA right now. But just as much as they've got Lillard, this guy, CJ McCollum, is dropping bombs, okay? And they got this guy, Whiteside, who's the shot blocker, and Nurkic, who's inside dunking on people. And I'm going, wait a second.
Dunking on fools?
I'm thinking to myself, could Charles Barkley?
And?
Who said? Could what do you mean and?
Charles Barkley and who else? And who else? Charles Barkley and? You can do it. Come on. I see it in your face. It's about to come out. Charles Barkley and?
I heard Charles Barkley say something to the effect of, if the Blazers take game 1, they will sweep the Lakers. Think about that. If the Blazers take game 1, which they did, they will sweep the Lakers. That's what Charles Barkley said.
That's true. He said that.
Yeah.
He said that.
Who else said that? Did somebody else say that?
No. No. I didn't say that, but I said something along those lines. Keep going. Keep going. You're doing right. You're doing good right now.
Right?
You sound like really knowledgeable about the league.
Let me tell you this. The Lakers are down 16 points in the first half, and they come roaring back. But for me, where this whole game is kind of won or lost happens at about 4:24 to go in the fourth quarter. Lakers are down by 2. LeBron misses 2 free throws. And by the way, AD had just missed 2 free throws, 4 in a row. And then down on the other end, that's when Damian Lillard hits that nearly half-court shot and puts Portland up 92-89, 3 minutes to go over AD. Then Carmelo Anthony hits a giant 3, and all the momentum, as it's a 6-point game, seems to be going towards Portland. But even still, there were opportunities until Gary Trent from 3-point range puts Portland up by 5. Caruso comes down and fires off a brick. That guy should never shoot unless he dunks.
Not Caruso. Not the Caruso. What?
Yeah. And LeBron misses a wide open 3, and it's over, dude. It's over.
Why are you skipping over a terrible shot selection by another bum in KCP? That layup with under a minute left.
Okay. I have it here. I have it here in my notes.
0 for 9. Get that man off the court.
Dude, I have this here in my notes. KCP should never shoot.
Or play.
Ever.
But he's on the roster to shoot. He's on. This is what I was saying yesterday.
No.
They need to. Oh, okay. No, you know what?
Yeah. Before you go off,
go ahead.
Because you like to alter your facts of what you actually said.
You go ahead.
You said, first of all, what's the story on the game? No one's talking about AD, and he played like dog. Like, he was terrible last night. No one's talking about that. So LeBron did his thing. Are you blaming LeBron for the loss?
I'm letting you speak.
No,
bro.
I'm just asking
Go
questions
ahead.
too.
Go
I'm
ahead.
asking questions too. And what did I say yesterday? It's not LeBron's going to get his.
Right.
AD's going to get his. They'll find a way. It's the other guys. Gary Trent, Carmelo making the clutch shots. Who did it for the Lakers? Nobody. And I've been saying that forever. Danny Green, ass. Caruso, ass. Kuzma, okay. He was the only spark that team had. And that's what I've been saying. So go for it. Go yell and take your victory lap over one game, which I also said is the most stealable game because the Bucks lost to the Magic, and it just shows that that's what happens in the NBA. But go for it. Take your victory lap after game 1.
Let me start off by saying this. I agree with you, but I've been telling you, Danny Green, okay. KCP, okay.
I never said KCP.
Kyle Kuzma.
Yep.
When you told me Kyle Kuzma had to be good for this to work out, I laughed out loud and hard because he's never done it before. LeBron doesn't want him on the team. Look at LeBron James's body language when he has to operate with this kid. Can Kyle Kuzma be a good scorer? Absolutely, he can score the basketball. But can he do it in moments where you need him to do it? Can he do it when the lights are bright?
He did yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
And then
he had some big plays. I mean, at one point, he had 2 free throws that put the Lakers up by 4 in a 13-2 run. And then he went coast to coast for a layup that put the Lakers up by 6. I'll tell you, I mean, there was a point in that game where Kuzma actually made a contribution. Yeah.
And then Vogel took him out.
Oh, now, okay. Who told you Vogel was going to be the one that lose it for you? Me.
Vogel took him out and put Danny Green in, and that changed a lot.
I like what Skip Bayless said this morning. Even though he was talking about Charles Barkley, he could really tie it in for himself and John Browner. You say enough outlandish things throughout the time, you're going to be right on a couple.
Look, man, it's okay.
You could look at who you've blamed in the last 2 minutes of who you've blamed. You blamed KCP, Danny Green, Frank Vogel, Caruso, Anthony Davis, LeBron James.
Well, no, I know. Whoa. I never blame LeBron. LeBron was great last night. LeBron was great, but LeBron was predictable. LeBron's stat line looks like LeBron had a great game. But if you watch the game, I'm not going to say if you know basketball because that's disrespectful to people who enjoy literally watching the game. LeBron James needs to score the basketball because I told y'all yesterday, they can't stop LeBron. They can stop AD. In this particular series, LeBron's going to have to get you 35 to 40 points a game. He's going to have to outscore Dame Lillard every single time. The assists don't matter. The assists gets you to the fourth quarter. LeBron needs to score points against the Portland Trailblazers. Getting 17 assists, getting 15 assists ain't going to cut it this series. Against the Clippers, absolutely, because they can't guard Anthony Davis. This team can guard Anthony Davis. At one point in the game, Anthony Davis was like 2 for 11, but he was like 9 for 11 from the free throw line. This team will be able to guard the Lakers' front court, and the front court has been the Lakers' advantage all year long.
Before we get all basketball-y, which we're doing at this moment right now,
let's not. Let's chill for a second.
It's very, very simple in the NBA. It's very simple in the NBA, okay? And everybody can understand this. If you shoot 16% from threes, you ain't going to win a game.
But
And if you don't score 100 points in the NBA, you ain't going to win a game.
That's
It's
true.
very simple.
That's very
And
true.
last
Browner.
night, you can talk the trash all you want about LeBron assisting. But what I saw last night was wide open guys missing wide open shots. And that's been the case in the bubble. And it's very simple. If you're not making wide open shots, you ain't going to win the game.
But that's why Browner's right. Here, for 1 second. I can't, Browner, you're not going to believe it.
I'm gonna believe
But
it because
I'm about to agree with you here for a second.
give it to
Look,
me.
Anthony Davis went 0 for 5 from 3-point range. And
Never
he was
should shoot
8
a three.
for 24 from the field, right? He should never shoot a three. Okay. Danny Green, 2 for 8 from 3-point range. KCP, 0 for 5 from 3. Alex mentioned it earlier, 0 for 9. I'm telling you right now, you're right, Browner. LeBron James should not be giving the ball to any of these guys. Because what Alex said earlier about Caruso and KCP,
Ass.
Facts.
yeah. Danny Green,
Ass.
Facts.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's right. He's right, dude.
And like last night was just an example of how, and this goes for both because Damian Lillard didn't score in the second or third quarter.
Right.
The rhythm, the refs ruined that flow of that game. Like, and that's for the Blazers too, because Lillard easily could have dropped 50, but there was just no rhythm on that game at all last night. None whatsoever. But it's also one game. If Lakers come back tomorrow night and win by double digit, it wouldn't be surprising at all.
But it wouldn't surprise me either. But they haven't been playing well. The last 3 games to start the playoffs, people were making excuses for them. Now they're playing the same way that they played then. They're not making shots. Their defense wasn't good. And here we are with the Blazers, not even stealing game 1, just generally winning game 1.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the thing is that before the season ended or before the regular season halted, they had beaten the Clippers. They had beaten Milwaukee. And everybody was thinking that, okay, this is the team. And then they come out into the bubble in game 1 and they do beat the Clippers. And then they didn't play well the rest of the bubble. And so everybody like me has this perception that they're just going to flip the switch and turn it on. And Lillard is on fire and Carmelo has come from out of nowhere and McCollum played incredible. And they've got big guys who can block shots and dunk in the paint. I mean, it's just,
that ain't 5 months ago, man.
Listen, I know it's not 5 months ago. And I keep hearing about LeBron and the way he's feeling inside the bubble. And I'm telling you, it's the weirdest damn thing. All right, I'm going to talk.